With Terminator Dark Fate releasing in a few short months, I wanted to revisit my Explained series on the lore of Terminator. Now obviously at the time of writing and recording this video, the canon for the universe is clearly in question. Despite the leaks and things we do know about the film, we do not know how they are going to establish it for canon. Now, however, that being said, today I wanted to explore a very old Terminator model, the T-1 battlefield robot, or the T-1 ground assault vehicle. This is an addition that was introduced first in Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines, and then it was seen again in Terminator Salvation. There are similarly large machines seen in the original Terminator in the flashback sequence with Kyle Reese. However, the size of them indicates that they are not one and the same. The T-1 was a fully autonomous ground offensive vehicle, and technically the first Terminator-class robot under Skynet. It was also used as the basis for the Hunter-Killer tank, serving as prototype for what would become the HK tank built by Cyberdyne Research Systems. The T-1 has one sole purpose: extreme combat. Its design is intended to wipe the battlefield clear of enemies with its heavy weaponry, certainly not an infiltration unit. This is what would serve as the bulk of Skynet's army, alongside the HK tanks, and of course the endoskeleton-based humanoid Terminators, as seen during the future war sequences. Originally built in limited numbers, each with a designated number, they were seen in storage under dust shields in Terminator 3. They would later be produced en masse by Skynet. The Cyberdyne first-gen Hunter-Killers were created in 2003 as an attempt to recreate Miles Dyson's work. Now, as Skynet developed its own autonomy, it would build off of the initial design that it had commandeered from the humans. The T-1 is no different, and the first-gen designs essentially serve as the prototype for all of the future Terminators and vehicles that Skynet would create. The T-1 was initially fitted with a multiple wheel track, enabling it to have far superior grip over the tank-like treads of its larger brother, the HK tank. Now the downside, however, is the exposed hydraulics and the motors of the wheels, leaving it open to attacks from the Resistance. So although this was the superior grip, the T-1 would later be changed to tank treads simply to be a more robust unit in combat. The equipment is make or break for these Terminators, these machine infantry, and the T-1 is well equipped for death and destruction. Structurally, the T-1 is well designed. It has the capability of rotating 360 degrees and thus has a quick and wide field of view available to it. The upper unit, or the head, is fitted with various laser targeting systems and optical sensors. However, it does utilise what we would consider to be primitive targeting system technology, which is something that would later be updated, though it is perfectly able as it is able to target and eliminate multiple enemies at a time using its auditory sensors, heat sensors, and of course the motion sensors. Now, as with any prototype, the T-1 has some weaknesses, specifically linked to its basic targeting systems. If a human target keeps still, quiet, and makes themselves as inconspicuous as possible by, say, masking their heat signature in front of a fire, they are not detected at all. Now, this is a huge weakness, though it is one that was not often utilised by the Resistance, for practicality's sake. Now, much in the same way as any of the Terminators, they are defensive as well as offensive, and the T-1 is constructed with reinforced alloy, providing a greater strength rate and durability from enemy attacks. As much as the majority of the robot's internals were covered with this alloy, there are some that were left exposed, leaving it vulnerable to some attacks, though they would have to be precise and they would have to have survived an onslaught to even get close. The T-1's head, for example, the neck assembly, is notably weaker by comparison to the main structure, and the extended arms as well, the subtle exposed wiring. The T-1 is generally deployed in a crouched and compacted stance, where they will then rise up and begin deploying its weaponry until it stands at an imposing 8 feet tall. And the main firepower of the T-1 is the General Electric 50 caliber minigun, capable of firing 3,000 depleted uranium rounds per minute. Thanks to its robust design and wide field of view and attack, the T-1 would stay on in Skynet's ranks, serving as not only infantry but also guards to buildings and locations. As time progressed though, the T-1 would slowly change and improve, fitting a more torso-like structure. The head unit was lowered down and simplified, and the armour was improved. Now it's a fascinating beginning for Skynet and the troops that would become the Terminators. We see the evolution very clear as day, from basic machine to incredibly advanced humanoid infiltration units complete with flesh and blood. But it's a very believable evolution here. The design aesthetic has cues that carry over, and the filmmakers behind the scenes did a great job in keeping that design language in line with one another. But building off of the previous, so that although the T-1 was introduced in a movie that really was not that good, Terminator 3, it did introduce an awesome start to the Terminator universe, one that I'm sure you'll all agree. And like I said, the evolution is there. It makes sense that Skynet would commandeer what is available to it, and of course these initial T-1 designs were created by humans, proven to be an inferior design to what Skynet could produce. So it's absolutely fantastic to see exactly where they all started and how they came around. What do you guys make of the T-1? Do you share my sentiments of the evolution of the designs, and do you notice the subtle design language that all of the filmmakers managed to keep? Was this an addition to the Terminator franchise that you liked, or did you dislike? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, and if you want to stay tuned for more explained videos, plus news and deep dives into pop culture and movies along with the reviews, please do hit that subscribe button. As always, if you did like this video, then please do give it a like and please do share it. Also, I'm just going to take this opportunity to talk about two things here. Ways you can support the channel, but then also what I'm going to be doing with the channel moving forwards. Now, first and foremost, if you do like what I am doing here on the channel, you can support me through numerous ways outside of just simply watching the videos and leaving them likes and commenting. That really does help out an awful lot more than you probably know, thanks to the bizarre algorithm that YouTube imposes on all of its creators. The ways that you can support the channel, if you do like what I'm doing here, but then also want some access to exclusive content, you can head on over to my Patreon page. There is a link to that down below in the description box. I also do have an Amazon affiliate link that is down below in the description box as well. And I have a Teespring account. So if you want to rock some Mr. H merch, which is designed to essentially represent everything that I talk about here, so from Godzilla to Cthulhu things to Alien to Predator, there is a lot. I've got 4 or 5 current designs on offer, and I will be dropping some exclusive, very time limited designs very soon. You can see that actually linked underneath every single video, as I have linked it to YouTube. Now, just for returning subscribers, I've been saying this a few times, and I've been taking the opportunity at the end of every single video to notify people. I am doing a project car on the channel very soon. The reason why I'm taking the opportunity to tell people so much is that not everyone watches every single video, and I do need to warn everyone because it does seem very left field for the channel. Now, those people that have watched me for any period of time and have checked out my vlog playlist, I do have one, I really do love my cars. I no longer own my 350Z, I do own a 370Z at the moment, but I've also got a project car. Now, it's just a bit of fun. I don't expect lots and lots of people to watch it, but I really do hope that you would tune in and at least see that you don't have to be a car person to watch it. I will try to make those things very, very engaging and just generally a bit of fun and just a bit of a difference, just a bit of a change for the channel. Now, it is the cheapest forged engine car in the UK, so that makes it good and bad because it was cheap for a reason. But the first episode of that is recorded, and it will soon be a weekly thing, but I'm just looking to get a lot banked up because, of course, it's going to be quite expensive to fix up, and the videos won't pay for them, you know, all the parts and things like that. So obviously there's going to be a delay in getting parts in. So if I have a few actually backed up and edited before I drop the first one, then there will hopefully be no delay in the series continuing. But anyway, I just thought I'd take the opportunity to say that. I hope you all enjoyed this video and didn't mind me just rambling a little bit at the end. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I haven't missed age. Take care.